Tour the cruise ports, Maine and Bar Harbor.
Table of Contents, Maine and Bar Harbor. Dr. Sydney Soclof. drsidney22@gmail.com. 2022.
Narration by Dr. Sydney Soclof.
Zoe Phonemes.
And Nathan Koltove. Introduction. This book is a brief but comprehensive overview of Maine and Bar Harbor for cruise ship passengers and others.
Tour the cruise ports, Maine and Bar Harbor. And other books in this series are based on the hundreds of destination lectures that I have presented on cruise ships to destinations all over the world. The purpose of these lectures is to add value to the experience of the passengers at the various ports. These lectures are comprehensive overviews of the geography, history, culture, points of interest, and general information about the ports, countries, and regions.
For a more complete discussion of YouTube navigation, please go to this video using the link here. Chapter 3. Maine.
Here are the New England states. Maine is the northernmost of the New England states. Here is the state of Maine, showing Bar Harbor, Portland, and the state capital of Augusta. Most of the population of Maine resides close to the Atlantic Ocean.
Maine is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the east and south, New Hampshire to the west, and the Canadian province of Quebec to the northwest, and New Brunswick to the northeast.
Chapter 4. The History of Maine.
This shows the Massachusetts Bay Colony from 1630 to 1691, and its successor as the province of Massachusetts Bay from 1691 to 1775. Nova Scotia was split off from the province of Massachusetts Bay in 1691. Later New Brunswick was formed from the mainland part of Nova Scotia in 1784. The province of New Hampshire was formed in 1679. Maine was part of the original Massachusetts Bay Colony until 1820. In 1820 Maine voted to secede from Massachusetts, and the secession and formation of the state of Maine as the 23rd state occurred in 1820 as part of the Missouri Compromise. The Missouri Compromise also geographically limited the spread of slavery, and enabled the admission to statehood of Missouri the following year, while keeping a balance between slave and free states.
Where did the name of Maine come from?
There is no definitive explanation for the origin of the name Maine. The state legislature adopted a resolution which stated that the state was named after the former French province of Maine. Other theories mention earlier places with similar names, or claim it is a nautical reference to the mainland. Chapter 5. Bar Harbor. Where is Bar Harbor? Bar Harbor is a town on Mount Desert Island, off the coast of Maine.
The southern tip of Nova Scotia is directly east of Bar Harbor. Bar Harbor is the departure point for ferries to Nova Scotia, going to Yarmouth.
Mount Desert Island is the largest island off the coast of Maine.
Here is the location of Bar Harbor on the northeast coast of the Mount Desert Island.
Mount Desert Island is only about 15 miles wide, and about 20 miles from north to south.
Bar Harbor is a famous upper-class summer colony in the coastal region of Maine. The beauty of the sea, mountains, lakes, and forest have made this region well known as a resort. A principal feature of Mount Desert Island is Acadia National Park.
How did Mount Desert Island get its name?
In 1604, French explorer Samuel de Champlain is believed to have run aground at Otter Point on Mount Desert Island.
Samuel de Champlain named the island Ile des Monts, meaning island of barren mountains, probably because of the bar summits of the hard granite rock mountains.
The island is now called Mount Desert Island.
This is a satellite view of Mount Desert Island, showing the location of Bar Harbor.
From about the 1880s to around 1920, Bar Harbor, like Newport, Rhode Island, became an important resort and vacation area for the very wealthy class in America.
Bar Harbor became the summer home for such millionaires as J.P. Morgan, Joseph Pulitzer, and John D. Rockefeller. The development of both Newport and Bar Harbor around the 1880s was made possible as a result of the easier access by means of the newly established railroad lines. However, World War, the institution of income taxes, and the Great Depression of the 1930s caused a decline in the fortunes of both Bar Harbor and Newport.
Another factor was Henry Flagler, his Florida East Coast Railroad, and his development of the southeast coast of Florida as a resort area. This now attracted many of the wealthy class to such Florida resorts as Palm Beach. The Florida East Coast Railroad reached all of the way down to Miami by 1896.
At about the same time there was the rise of a few resorts for the wealthy in the Sunbelt regions such as Palm Springs in California and Scottsdale in Arizona, which led to a further decline in the popularity of both Bar Harbor and Newport.
More recently, the development of jet travel further opened the range of vacation venues for the wealthy class. Now, tourism is a mainstay in the economy of Bar Harbor, and to a somewhat lesser extent of Newport. Here is the town of Bar Harbor showing a few of the principal streets. How big is Bar Harbor? The resident population of Bar Harbor is only 5,300.
These are some of the notable summer inhabitants of Bar Harbor: the Astor family, Vanderbilt family, Rockefeller family. It was the birthplace of Vice President Nelson Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, banker, James G. Blaine, statesman, Julia Child, cook and author, and Charles W. Eliot, college president.
Notable summer inhabitants of Bar Harbor also include Edsel Ford, industrialist, Katharine Hepburn, actress, Sir Harry Oakes, gold mine owner and philanthropist, Joseph Pulitzer, publisher, and Martha Stewart, television personality. There are several historic sites and museums in Bar Harbor, including the Abbey Museum, Bar Harbor Historical Society Museum, Bar Harbor Whale Museum, George B. Dorr Museum of Natural History, and the Mount Desert Oceanarium.
Chapter 6. The History of Bar Harbor.
Mount Desert Island was first settled by a colony of French Jesuits in 1613, and was part of the French province of Acadia. The Jesuit colony only lasted for a few years.
How did Bar Harbor get its name?
In 1763, the area was first settled by Israel Higgins and John Thomas. In 1796, the community was incorporated as Eden, after Sir Richard Eden, an English statesman. In 1918, Eden was changed to Bar Harbor after Bar Island, which protects the harbor. Here is Bar Island, a short distance offshore from Bar Harbor. It is possible to walk over the sandbar to the island at low tide.
Early industries included fishing, lumbering, and shipbuilding. With the best soil on Mount Desert Island, it also developed agriculture. In the 1840s, its rugged maritime scenery attracted the Hudson River School and Luminism artists Thomas Cole, Frederick Church, William Hart, and Fitzhugh Lane. Inspired by their paintings, journalists, sportsmen and rusticators followed.
This is an oil painting of Sunset Bar Harbor, by artist Frederick Edwin Church. In 1855, the Agamond House, the first hotel in Eaton, was built by Tobias Roberts. Birch Point, the first summer cottage, was built in 1868 by Alpheus Hardy.
By 1880 there were 30 hotels, with tourists arriving by train and ferry to Bar Harbor, which now rivaled Newport, Rhode Island.
Bar Harbor became synonymous with elite wealth. In 1947, however, Maine experienced a severe drought. Sparks at a cranberry bog in Hulls Cove ignited a wildfire which would intensify over 10 days. Nearly half the eastern side of Mount Desert Island burned, including 67 palatial summer houses on Millionaire's Row. 5 historic grand hotels were destroyed, in addition to 170 permanent homes. Fortunately, the town's business district was spared, including Mount Desert Street, where several former summer homes within a National Historic District operate as inns.
This is the fire area of 1947. Over 10,000 acres, 40 square kilometers, of Acadia National Park were destroyed. These are some of the burned cottages.
This is the Belmont Hotel after the fire in 1947.
Chapter 7. What to see in Bar Harbor. This is Main Street in Bar Harbor.
This is a map of the Mount Desert Island and Bar Harbor.
This is a map of Mount Desert Island and Acadia National Park.
This is a view of Bar Harbor from a cruise ship. It is about a 10-minute tender ride from the ship to the pier at Bar Harbor. The tender pier is very close to the center of town. The principal street of Bar Harbor is Main Street. Local taxis are available on the pier.
This is a view from the tender approaching the pier.
This is the pier at Bar Harbor.
The Abbey Museum offers innovative exhibitions and programs on Maine's Native American heritage. The Abbey Museum has grown from a small trailside museum, privately operated within Acadia National Park, to an exciting museum in downtown Bar Harbor. The Abbey Museum is on Mount Desert Street. Just turn right near the village green by Main Street.
The Bar Harbor Historical Society Museum displays photographs of Bar Harbor from the Gilded Age of 1880 to 1930. Other exhibits document the Great Fire that devastated the town and its surrounding areas in 1947. The Bar Harbor Historical Society Museum is up Main Street, 1 block past the village green to Atlantic Avenue, and then turn right for 2 blocks at 33 Legelon Avenue. It is free entrance. Open mid-June to mid-October, Monday through Saturday, 1 to 4 p.m.
The George B. Dorff Museum of Natural History investigates, interprets and displays the natural world of Maine. All exhibits are designed and produced by students at College of the Atlantic. The museum is housed in the original headquarters of Acadia National Park, renovated and expanded to provide a unique site for exhibits, programs, and activities. It is located at 105 Eden Street.
The College of the Atlantic was founded in 1969. It is a private, liberal arts college in Bar Harbor. It awards a bachelor's degree and a master's degree solely in the field of human ecology, in a variety of specializations. The college is small, with approximately 364 students and a full-time faculty of 27, and 15 part-time faculty.
The Mount Desert Oceanarium has exhibits on the fishing and sea life of the Gulf of Maine, with extensive exhibits on lobsters. This shows the location of the Mount Desert Oceanarium.
This is a walking map of Bar Harbor. This is a detail of the walking map of Bar Harbor.
This is the Bar Harbor shore path.
Chapter 8. Acadia National Park.
Acadia National Park preserves much of Mount Desert Island and some adjacent smaller islands off the Atlantic coast of Maine. The park includes magnificent scenery of mountains, a rugged ocean shoreline, woodlands, and lakes. This is a map showing some of Verrazano's explorations of the East Coast in 1524. The name Arcadia or Acadie was originally given by Verrazano to the entire coast from Virginia north to Canada. The origin of the name Acadia is credited to the explorer Giovanni da Verrazzano, 1480 to 1527, who had the Greek term Arcady, meaning land of beauty, written on the entire Atlantic coast north of Virginia on his 16th century map. Arcadia was a region in ancient Greece that was considered to be an idyllic refuge of peace, beauty, and plenty.
The 50 square miles of Acadia National Park occupies a large portion of Mount Desert Island, which is the largest rock-based island on the anti-Atlantic coast.
The highest peak in Acadia National Park is Cadillac Mountain at 1,530 feet. The summit of Cadillac Mountain is only about 4 miles south of Bar Harbor.
This is a view from top of Cadillac Mountain of Bar Harbor and the cruise ship.
This is a plaque on Cadillac Mountain.
This is the inscription on the plaque on Cadillac Mountain.
Cadillac Mountain was named for Antoine Lame de la Mothe Sieur de Cadillac. King Louis XIV of France gave him the Olive Mount Desert Island in the late 1600s.
The Cadillac automobile was named for Antoine de Cadillac.
This is another part of the inscription on the plaque on Cadillac Mountain. This is the bare granite summit of Cadillac Mountain.
Acadia National Park was created as Sieur de Mont's National Monument in 1916, and administered by the National Park Service in 1919. It became a national park, with the name Lafayette National Park in honor of the Marquis de Lafayette, an influential French supporter of the American Revolution in 1929. The park's name was changed to Acadia National Park.
On October 17, 1947, a fire began that consumed 10,000 acres, or 1/3 of the total area of Acadia National Park.
The forest fire was one of a series of fires that consumed much of Maine's forest as a result of a dry year. Restoration of the park was supported, in part, by the Rockefeller family.
Regrowth was mostly allowed to occur naturally, and the fire has been suggested to have actually enhanced the beauty of the park, adding diversity to tree populations and depth to its scenery.
The Hulls Cove Visito Center is one of 3 Visito centers in Acadia National Park.
The Hulls Cove Visitor Center houses an auditorium, bookshop, information booth, and rest room. Thunder Hole is a natural rock formation located on the coast of Acadia National Park. As wind sweeps tides through Thunder Hole's granite channel, trapped air is forced up and out, making the thunderous sound for which it is named.
Otter Cliff is a scenic viewpoint on the Park Loop Road.
This is the Otter Cliff.
The Wildwood Stables and Carriage Road trails were built by the Rockefeller family at the turn of the century. With over 50 miles of broken stone paths, The preservation of these trails has made exploring some of the most scenic areas of the park accessible to hikers, bikers, and horse-drawn carriages. The Wildwood Stable offers carriage tours. The Jordan Pond House is a scenic stop along the Park Loop Trail.
The Jordan Pond House offers a beautiful panoramic view of the surrounding Penobscot Mountains and Bubbles Hill. Cadillac Mountain is the highest point on the North Atlantic coast.
On a clear day, there is a 360-degree view of the whole of Acadia National Park. And beyond that, much of Maine itself. Northeast Harbor is the wealthiest residential area on Mount Desert Island. Among its highlights are the beautiful Asticao Gardens. This is the Asticao Gardens. Somasville is a quaint little village overlooking Somes Sound. Somes Sound is the only fjord on the east coast of the United States. The Island Explorer features 8 bus routes linking hotels, inns, and campgrounds with destinations in Acadia National Park and neighboring village centers. Here is the Acadia National Park Visitor Center across from Village Green. The Island Explorer bus stop is right across from here on the Village Green.
This is the Village Green.
This is a map of the Island Explorer bus routes. Clean propane-powered vehicles offer Mount Desert Island visitors and residents free transportation to hiking trails, carriage roads, island beaches, and in-town shops and restaurants.
Chapter 9. Portland.
Portland is the largest city in the state of Maine.
This shows the location of Portland.
Tourists can visit Portland's historic Old Port District along Portland Harbor, at the mouth of the Fore River and part of Casco Bay, and the Arts District, which runs along Congress Street in the center of the city.
Portland Head Light is located in nearby Cape Elizabeth and marks the entrance to Portland Harbor.
The Portland City Seal depicts a phoenix rising from ashes, which aligns with the city's motto, Resurgam, Latin for I will rise again. The motto refers to Portland's recoveries from 4 devastating fires. The city of Portland, Oregon was named for Portland, Maine.
Native Americans originally named Portland Machigan. The first European settler was Captain Christopher Leavitt, an English naval captain who was granted 6,000 acres, 24 square kilometers, by King Charles I of England in 1623 to found a settlement in Casco Bay.
Leavitt was a member of the Council for New England. He built a stone house where he left a company of 10 men, then returned to England, and wrote a book about his voyage to drum up support for the settlement.
The settlement failed, and the fate of Leavitt's colonists is unknown. Leavitt sailed from England to the Massachusetts Bay Colony to meet John Winthrop in 1630, but never returned to Maine. Fort Leavitt in the harbor is named for him. Fort Leavitt on Cushing Island in Portland Harbor is named for the early explorer. Present-day York County, Maine, derives its name from Captain Leavitt's early name for his Maine settlement. Cruise ships sail in and out past Portland Light and Fort Leavitt. The Portland Peninsula was first permanently settled in 1633 as a fishing and trading village named Casco. When the Massachusetts Bay Colony took over Casco Bay in 1658, the town's name changed again to Falmouth.
In 1786, the citizens of Falmouth formed a separate town in Falmouth Neck, and named it Portland, after the isle off the coast of Dorset, England.
In 1820, Maine became a state and Portland was its first capital in 1832. The capital was moved to Augusta.
In 1851, Maine became the first state in the nation to pass a law prohibiting the sale of alcohol except for medicinal, mechanical or manufacturing purposes. The law subsequently became known as the Maine Law, and 18 states quickly followed.
Upon completion of the Grand Trunk Railway to Montreal in 1853, Portland became the primary ice-free winter seaport for Canadian exports.
The Portland Company manufactured more than 600 19th-century steam locomotives. Portland became a 20th-century rail hub as 5 additional rail lines merged into Portland Terminal Company in 1911, following nationalization of the Grand Trunk system in 1923. Canadian export traffic was diverted from Portland to Halifax, Nova Scotia, causing a major economic decline in Portland. Icebreakers later enabled ships to reach Montreal in winter, which further reduced Portland's role as a winter port for Canada.
The Maine Mall, an indoor shopping center established in the suburb of South Portland during the 1970s, economically depressed downtown Portland. The trend reversed when tourists and new businesses started revitalizing the old seaport, locally known as the Old Port.
The Maine College of Art has been a revitalizing force downtown, attracting students from around the country. The historic Porteous building on Congress Street was restored by the college, in collaboration with Portland architect Richard Renner. The population of the city of Portland is 65,000 people, with 520,000 in the metropolitan area. Portland has become Maine's economic capital because the city has Maine's largest port, largest population, and is close to Boston, 115 miles to the south. Over the years, the local economy has shifted from fishing, manufacturing and agriculture towards a more service-based economy.
Chapter 10. Portland Points of Interest. This is a map of downtown Portland. This is a detailed map of downtown Portland showing the Waterfront District, the Old Port District, and part of the Arts District. Portland Head Light was the first lighthouse commissioned by Washington under the Lighthouses Act of 1789. The lighthouse is located at Fort Williams Park, Cape Elizabeth. The structure was commissioned and built during George Washington's presidency in 1790.
Fort Gorges is a hexagonal-shaped fortress built in 1857 to protect the entrance of Portland Harbor. Hog Island, as it is also named, is best viewed from the cruise ship or from Fort Allen Park.
This shows the location of Fort Georges in Casco Bay,
where you're docked. All the major cruise ships dock on the waterfront in downtown Portland at the Portland Ocean Terminal. From there it is just walk of a few minutes to the Old Port shopping area.
The cruise terminal is located adjacent to Commercial Street, which runs alongside the waterfront and features restaurants, quaint shops and fishermen at work.
A Visito information booth is located just outside the cruise terminal, where you can pick up self-guided walking to maps.
The Old Port Exchange is the heart of downtown Portland. It's a collection of 19th-century brick buildings, originally constructed to support the vast export and fishing industries. Today, this quaint, restored area houses specialty shops, restaurants and pubs. This shows the location of the Old Port Exchange.
This is a map of Portland's historic waterfront district.
Portland's Old Port is one of the most successful revitalized warehouse districts in the country, seamlessly connected to the waterfront. The Old Port is both a working waterfront and a chic shopping, dining, and entertainment district.
The U.S. Customs House was built in 1867 after the Great Fire that leveled most of the city. It is still used by the Customs Service and Coast Guard.
This shows the location of the U.S. Customs House at 312 4th Street. The Victoria Mansion is one of America's most significant Victorian homes and dates from 1858. All of the interiors are original with antique furniture, carpets, ceramics and wall decorations. This shows the location of the Victoria Mansion.
The Wadsworth Longfellow House is an historic house and museum, and is operated by the Maine Historical Society. It was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1962. And added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1966. The house is open daily to public from May through October, half-days on Sundays. The Wadsworth Longfellow House was built in 1786, and was the childhood home of the famed 19th-century poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Adjacent to the Wadsworth Longfellow House is the Maine History Gallery, which features changing exhibitions on Maine's history.
This shows the location of the Wadsworth Longfellow House at 489 Congress Street.
Longfellow Square is located on the corner of Congress and State Streets. Sculptor Franklin Simmons has created a bronze statue of Portland's native poet, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
This shows the location of the Longfellow Square. The Portland Observatory was founded in 1807 and sits atop Munjoy Hill at the eastern end of Congress Street. The old signal tower offers beautiful views of Portland and Casco Bay. This shows the location of the Portland Observatory.
The Ladies of Victory Monument, built in 1891, commemorates the Portland men who served in the Civil War. This shows the location of the Ladies of Victory Monument at the corner of Elm and Congress Streets. The Maine Narrow Gauge Railroad Museum is home to an operating railroad, which runs from mid-May to mid-October.
The Maine Narrow Gauge Railroad Museum also houses many antique locomotives and cars, some dating back to 1882.
The Maine Narrow Gauge Railroad Museum offers rides on a historic narrow-gauge steam train. The train departs on the hour between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Passengers can enjoy the view of Casco Bay while riding along the waterfront by the Eastern Promenade. Portland has the most breweries per capita in the country. The 7 breweries, all of which offer tours, include Allagash Brewing, Casco Bay Brewing, D.L. Geary Brewing, Gritty McDuff's, Shipyard Brewing, Sebago Brewing and the Stone Coast Brewing Company. These local microbreweries cater to diverse tastes. Robust ales, light pilsners, creamy stouts and flavored specialty beers are all produced here.
The Portland Arts District, centered on Congress Street, is home to the Portland Museum of Art, Portland Stage Company, Maine Historical Society and Museum, Maine College of Art, Children's Museum of Maine, Space Gallery, Merrill Auditorium, the Kotchmer Memorial Organ, and Portland Symphony Orchestra, as well as many smaller art galleries and studios.
This is the Portland Museum of Art.
The Neil S. Dow House, also known as General Neil Dow House, is an historic house in Portland. It was built for the noted politician and prohibitionist Neil S. Dow, who the Prohibition Party candidate for U.S. President in 1880.
The Discovery Trolley is a 90-minute narrated trolley too. Passing by many popular attractions, tickets can be purchased at the Visito Info kiosk by the cruise terminal at 14 Ocean Gateway Pi. To get to the Discovery trolley from the Maine State Pie Cruise Ship Terminal is a 5 to 10 minute walk on Commercial Street to Long Wharf. For cruise ship passengers. Metro number 8A's peak at Portland Hop-On. Hop-Off bus offers a convenient bus loop and a $5 day pass.
Chapter 11. Beyond Portland, Kennebunkport, Freeport, and Yarmouth.
Beyond Portland, Kennebunkport, Freeport, and Yarmouth. This shows the location of the towns in Maine of Kennebunkport, Freeport, and Yarmouth.
Chapter 12. Kennebunkport.
Kennebunkport is a classic Maine village, with Victorian-style mansions built by sea captains and 19th-century merchants. Its most famous resident is former President George Bush.
The center of town is Dock Square, filled with fashionable boutiques, shops, art galleries, and small restaurants.
Freeport, home to LL Bean and some 150 designer outlet stores, is approximately 20 minutes from downtown Portland. Freeport is the birthplace of Maine, as the treaty to separate from Massachusetts was signed at the Jameson Tavern in 1820. The town has several other bed and breakfasts. The most unusual attraction in Maine is the Desert of Maine, a naturally occurring 40-acre, 160,000 m2, tract of exposed glacial silt, surrounded by a pine forest. Near Freeport, Yarmouth is a gracious town of classical homes and specialty shops 15 minutes from Portland. The annual Clam Festival is the summer highlight. The climate of Bar Harbor.
Will it be hot in Bar Harbor? Or will it be cold?
Here are the average high and low temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year in Bar Harbor.
Here are the average high and low temperatures in degrees Celsius throughout the year in Bar Harbor.
The daytime temperatures in the summer months are a warm 70 to 80 masculine ordinal F, or 23 to 26 masculine ordinal C. At night, the temperatures drop to a cool 55 to 60 masculine ordinal F, or -12 to -15 masculine ordinal C.
The daytime temperatures in the winter months are a cold 30 to 40 masculine ordinal F, or 10 to 20 masculine ordinal C. At night, the temperatures drop to 10 to 20 masculine ordinal F, or -5 to -10 masculine ordinal C. Rainfall in Bar Harbor.
Here is the average rainfall in inches throughout the year in Bar Harbor. The total yearly rainfall is 57 inches, or 480 millimeters.
Here is the average number of days per month with precipitation throughout the year in Bar Harbor. We see that it rains about 10 days every month throughout the year.
Here is the average rainfall in millimeters throughout the year in Bar Harbor.
Chapter 14. Recommended videos, Maine and Bar Harbor.
Recommended video, Top 11. Best tourist attractions in Bar Harbor, Travel Maine.
Recommended video, Acadia Tour Ollie's Trolley Bar Harbor. Recommended video, Acadia Tour National Park Bus Tour Bar Harbor.
Recommended video, High on Maine, Dobbs Productions.
Recommended video, Acadia Vacation Travel Video Guide.
Recommended video, Portland, Maine Vacation Travel Guide.
Table of Contents, Maine and Bar Harbor.
Thanks for watching.